Hey folks, this is Ben Gessel. Quite a day today. Lots to talk about here. Um, yeah. Well, I've been working hard on book two in a story of writing, uh, novel, fantasy fiction kind of thing, and maybe getting another horn student from another horn teacher that wants to give me the student as their. Well, anyway, I understand the situation a little bit. Sorry, I just had some sparkling water, so flavored sparkling water. And got this student at the same time. I was talking to their one teacher right now. At the same time, another guy I know just got a job, so he's ready to maybe either move into the house I'm renting at, be a third or second roommate kind of thing. To help out the landlord a little bit, which is a nice gesture, or the teacher could find another place. But anyway, whatever. But that was kind of cool. But if it so happens that, well, I may have a new living situation soon. Even if it's just a bigger room, I'll be paying a little bit more, but it might be a better setup for everybody. But let me see. Something else. Oh yeah. Well, today was a good day up until at the very end of the day. Decided to go to Jack in the Box with my roommates here. He just wanted some ice cream. I think a Blizzard, but all Dairy Queens are closed. So I'm like, just go to Jack in the Box and go to Safeway on the way or something. But I don't know what it is with this place. I hadn't really been there for a while. They did okay whenever I went there before. I think I paid $18 for a double burger with bacon, a little sandwich with some ham and egg, no sausage on the sandwich, and a chocolate shake, which I assume it should have been large, but I don't know. Yeah, and there wasn't even any sausage on the sandwich, and there was no receipt. And late at night, when a restaurant's open till midnight, they're trying to get things done or whatever. You can have a rush, sure, getting to their. I don't know, like it's just that you'd think. If people want their food still, if they're coming there late at night, you don't go to a fast food restaurant, at midnight and say, let me just burn some money and have really bad service. No, it doesn't work that way. I don't know what was going on with this location. By the way, this is the Jack in the Box in Kenmore. It boggles my mind. It literally boggles my mind how this place is still open. And then I actually looked on Yelp, other reviews, and I had actually given them pretty decent reviews in the past. Man, 3/4 of all the comments were 1 stars. The place has 1.5 stars. I didn't even realize how low it was. I think it's been getting lower. I mean, Yeah, I mentioned and watch sometimes Beavis and Butthead for the fun of it. This place is the literal place that Beavis and Butthead work at, almost. It's almost that bad. I am not going there again. Speaking of restaurants that are open late, you know, it's just nice sometimes to have that option. And there are people that are still up at that time that are probably getting paid a bit, hopefully, to work those late hours. I don't know how it all works. Or, I don't know. I just know that, you would think that whichever restaurant has great service and great food in the wee hours of the morning, that would get them more business. Cheap foods or whatever, right? The whole fast food thing. You'd think that would help their business. And it would. Jack in the Box's whole idea, I think originally was to be open 24 hours a day. Or something along those lines. And they've at least around here, they've gone downhill. But whichever restaurant would do that, and they don't have to be junky. They could be a bit nicer place. I don't know. But it's a nice thing to have available. Sure. But here's the thing that really gets me. It's like nobody, and I do mean nobody wants to burn money. Nobody. The reason why some people get worked up about things like this, I think, including myself to a small degree, is that we go to a fast food place. On the occasion we do. We shouldn't go there very often, really at all. But whenever we go to a fast food place, the idea is we get cheap food that isn't too bad for you, hopefully. I skip the fries. There's a lot of things I skip. I just stick with the meaty stuff, eggs and meat and stuff like that. For the most part. And I mean, yeah, we just want something cheap that's, a little bit outside of the usual stuff that we try to eat that's healthier for not very much money. It's convenient. It's hot. So, we start taking away those elements. If it's not cheap, if it's not fresh, or it's not hot, or it just tastes off, if they forget parts of what you actually ordered, right? So you get ripped off. And it takes forever to make. And, on and on and on. All these things that you come to expect from a late night fast food place just isn't. If it just isn't the case, that restaurant's going to tank. So, I mean, Jack in the Box put a ton of money into this location a while back. They've renovated it. They're probably not very happy with what's going on. I don't know if they're going to give me an extra burger or not. I'm almost got to the point where, like, this place is such a joke that it's like, it's almost like it's like a laughing stock of Kenmore almost. It's almost getting to that point. When you get down to a 1-star rating, or basically that kind of rating, people are pointing their fingers at you and laughing at your restaurant, or they're grimacing, or they're it's not friendly. It's not nice. Not at all. Anyway. So, other things that's going on here. This is kind of a general vlog video. I might, if I move the piano I have, if I get this bigger room, then it'll be a lot easier to do just everything, really. Which is, I think, a good move overall. And it'd be, I think I actually might be able to earn more money, to be honest. Doing a few other things. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, so it has been getting warmer, of course. Definitely warmer. It felt like it's been pretty frosty for a while. So walking out here after midnight, not a big deal. It feels, right now it feels like it's about, I don't know, maybe 60 degrees, maybe, hey, actually probably more like 65 to be honest. Somewhere between the two. This kind of temperature, this kind of weather is what I like. This is where I thrive. And I'm not looking forward to the temperature climbing over 75 into the 80s or beyond. Because, I don't know, like, I just haven't had decent air conditioning for a long time. Ever since I don't think I've had air conditioning, not for a long time, to be honest. So kind of gotten used to these really hot to just Washington summers with no air conditioning, but it's not very fun. At least when it gets into the 90s, especially. Anyway, hopefully also in my videos you guys have seen, to one extent or another, the awesomeness of Northern Kenmore by Lake Forest Park a little bit. Hopefully you guys are seeing some of that. I know I often make videos in the evening, but what often happens is when it gets really hot, again, it's just, I just want to sleep. If I don't have to do anything, I just want to sleep. And then in the nighttime, this definitely often happens in the summer. You know, at night I'm up till I don't know when. You know, because it's actually like cool enough to actually think straight. You know, when it's that hot, oh man, you know, not very fun at all. So yeah, maybe with this bigger room, it might be cooler in a way. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that it's a very doable situation for now. It's very dark. I think I'm just gonna head back the other way. I was gonna go back, do a loop, but one of the nice things too is that nobody ever pesters you around here. You know, I'm able to go on these walks sometimes, and nobody's ever given me a bad time out here. Nobody's ever also, I should mention this, nobody's ever asked me to put a mask on, you know, that kind of thing. Everybody just kind of minds their own business, for the most part around here. Very nice. That's a nice place. Really nice. Anyways, other things are happening that are going on. Not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but I probably haven't, but I have technically beaten Skyrim. I have slayed the big bad dragon, Alduin. Of course, I know this game has been out since 2011, so everyone's just like, oh, boring, old news. But the important thing is that I did it. I beat Alduin. I killed him. So that's a personal accomplishment for myself, I would say. Granted, my personal opinion, in some respects, well, I've encountered a few other folks around Skyrim that I think were probably somewhat scarier in a way than Alduin even, but like a master vampire or a this other fire guy. I don't know. But Skyrim really is quite it's definitely better than Oblivion overall, I think, but it's still okay. Now I've heard stuff about Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played it yet. It's definitely still pricey, I know. Mostly what I've heard about Baldur's Gate 3 again is still kind of nonplussed by it, because it was such an amazing game when it came out. It really was. I mean, it was the game to play, and it spawned so many other games: Neverwinter Nights, Icewind Dale, and Dragon Age. And then you have Baldur's Gate 3 by their own studios that did the Divinity Original Sin games. It's true. Some other ones that, you know, and be like, oh yeah, Larian is awesome. Well, yeah, but why did I suspect that Larian still would be, I don't know. They're going to be still putting out more content in the game. This is an odd thing where they're kind of gradually expanding on the game bit by bit. It's a good way to go, in fact, in my opinion. Of course, I'm going to wait till the whole game is out before I play it, more or less. I'll be honest, I'm very curious at the game. I don't mind that the main villains are mind flayers. That's not much of a spoiler alert, really. It's just, well, I hope they do original stuff with those guys. It's interesting to talk about, by the way, spells and magic and psionic abilities and all that stuff. Or psionic magic. It's kind of, we often wonder about spells themselves, if spells are inherently good or evil, how to group them in different schools of magic, for instance. I think that's fine. I've definitely done my fair share of that, for sure. My own creative projects, but it's just that, well, when it comes to things like psionic abilities and mind flayers are evil, right? I think all those kinds of spells. I mean, you had charm, for instance, School of Enchantment, but charm spell in D&D was part of that school, I guess. The idea of charm someone, which is kind of like what mind flayers do, is, you know, you can get a bad guy to become good. So charm is kind of neutral. It can go both ways. It's not really inherently good or evil. But when you have the idea of of course, a bad person who's using a spell like, I don't know. Good people don't really want to control other people directly via their minds that way. It leans toward more of a darker spell, I think, than a good spell. But I think this is an interesting train of thought because, you know, trying to figure out how we see all these different kinds of creatures and these kinds of abilities and things. But mind flayers are also kind of something kind of. There are areas, and I'm hoping that Larian Studios did this with Baldur's Gate 3. There are areas, dimensions to this whole thing that can get really scary and really dark indeed. I don't need to tell you. You know, it's just a question of how villainous the mind flayers are. You always have your stereotypical, we will control people because that's what we do, and power for power's sake, and all that stuff. I've been watching a lot of terrible writing advice. Terrible writing advice. YouTube channel, and it was, you know, it just reminded me of a lot of conversations I've had with other people that are interested in fantasy stuff and you know, fiction writing and stuff. When you have evil characters, are they more? How much do they seem like they are the creations of maybe a somewhat more juvenile way of looking at good and evil, or are they? I'm not saying people have to be like Stephen King. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be X-rated and all that stuff. I'm just saying, you know, oh come on, you know, talking about good and evil. On some level, we want characters that are truly good or evil, not just good guys and bad guys, and line up your good guys and line up your bad guys and have them battle and yay. That's fine if you're 6. If your bad guys just are power hungry and they just want to control, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know. So I'm hoping with Baldur's Gate 3, I'm hoping that there's some darkness. You know, oh, Baldur's Gate. It's kind of almost like a horror game. Or these Beamdog guys said that. Beamdog. These guys, no. They can get right out of town, in my opinion, but they were not up to the task. But the thing is they were right. I mean, Baldur's Gate was kind of a horror game to begin with. It was really intense. It's the dark, you know, it got kind of dark. It really did. You see, seeing Saravok strangled to death, a ball spawn, you know. Beginning of the game. First time I saw that, I was pretty shocked. You know, I was like, "Whoa, jeez, man!" I was only 21, I think. I was only at the time. So there are other games I want to try, of course, but again, I just feeling, even though this little weird thing happened with Jack in the Box tonight, it was overall a pretty good day. Things are looking up. But yeah, it's a great neighborhood. Nobody's ever said anything to me ever since I lived here. But Really good folks around here. I also looked at the fact, something else about this area I didn't even know. So apparently, both Lake Forest Park and Kenmore are some of the lowest crime rates in the whole state of Washington. Yeah. There's a reason why I'm a guy, you know. I feel completely safe walking around here at night. It's no